I listened to the Eli Lilly earnings call so that you don't have to, and here is what you need to know. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss journey, and hopefully you'll come along for the ride. So I listened to the Eli Lilly earnings call today, and was pretty disappointed. I'm just gonna jump straight to the point. They did not mention anything about the vials. I think that they have no intention of releasing the vials, and we are going to continue to have shortages throughout the rest of this year and potentially into next year. They had lots of really great things to say about other medications that they're working on, other, GLP-1 weight loss, diabetes type medications, which is great. I'm not going to go into all of that, but the main takeaway is shortages are not going away anytime soon. So what does this mean for you? Well, it means that you need to go watch my compound video, right? And you need to start making a plan in case you can't get a hold of your medication, because many of these companies, these telehealth companies that work with the compounding pharmacies, their turnaround time is, like a week or two. So you don't want to wait until the last minute to figure out a plan and move forward if you want to go the route of paying out of pocket and using a responsible compounding pharmacy. If you want more information on that, please go watch that video. I go in depth about everything, so be sure to check that out. A lot of people in the support groups are in a bit of a panic right now. They are trying to jump ship to other medications. For example, I think that Novo Nordisk put out something about Wegovy no longer being in shortage. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that they did. So people are trying to jump ship to go to other medications. Let me be clear. What happened with Mounjaro and Zepbound is 100% going to happen to the people that are jumping ship to try to go to another medication. So what I predicted would happen is that there would be a shortage and people would start dose hopping, which is where you normally take 10 milligrams of Mounjaro. You can't get a hold of 10 because of the shortage, so you drop down to 5, or you drop down to 7. Or you go up to 15 and try to find that. They're all on shortage, so it doesn't matter. So that was the first wave, right? Then we saw the exact same thing happen with Zepbound. And many people who were on Mounjaro tried to jump to Zepbound because those were in stock for a little while. And as I predicted, now those are all in shortage as well. So the same thing is going to happen if everybody jumps to another medication. Now, if that's your option and it's available to you and that's what makes sense for you cost-wise, by all means, do it now. Get in with your doctor, explain what's going on, make a plan, execute the plan, do not wait. Because everybody and their brother is doing the same thing that you're doing. So try to, get a medication like Ozempic, Wegovy, right, if you're going to jump ship. There are people who come off of Tirzepatide, right, which is your Mounjaro and Zepbound, and switch to Semaglutide, which is Ozempic, Wegovy, and they do still have success, or they are at least able to maintain so that they don't gain weight while we're in a shortage. So if paying out of pocket for a compound is not an option for you, but your insurance will cover one of those other medications, you can absolutely try to go that route. The other thing to keep in mind is if you are one of those people that likes to get a 3-month medication filled, like a refill, the chances are, if you're still trying to do that, you're going to get bumped to the bottom of the list. So if you haven't already, and you have like a 90-day supply prescription sitting somewhere waiting to be filled, make sure that you also have just a 1-month supply. Now, if you have a 3-month supply and it's sitting, many pharmacies will let you know, hey, there's one available and you can come pick it up. And then it leaves 2 refills left on that prescription. If you want to go that route, you can. But I have seen pharmacy technicians comment about how, those 3-month supplies are getting bumped to the bottom of the list, and people that are just requesting a 1-month supply are getting moved up the list. I don't have any solid data on that. Again, it's just information that I've collected from people who claim to work in pharmacies, from the support groups. I'm just relaying that information to you in case it helps you, in this time of shortage when we're, all just trying to get our medicine. Yeah, so make sure you watch my compounding video. Make sure that you have a plan. You know which company you're going to go with. Get a feel for, call their customer service and ask them what their turnaround time is looking like right now, because there are a lot of people that are reaching out to these companies and paying out of pocket. So that way you can kind of gauge, what your plan should be long term. The other thing that I want to mention is I'm seeing very mixed reviews, both from people in the support groups and from people online, right, like TikTok, because people have been off of the medication for a couple of weeks or even a couple of months. It's pretty much split 50-50 from what I've seen. So 50% of people gaining the weight back, 50% of people are maintaining but not losing more weight, right? So just keep that in mind. Something that you may want to keep in your back pocket in case you can't get your medication, you can't switch to another medication, you can't afford compound to pay out of pocket. There are appetite suppression medications on the market if you're just looking for something to try to hold you over. They do not have as high a success rate, right, obviously, as GLP-1s, because GLP-1s do a whole lot more than just suppress your appetite. But in this time of shortage, you may just have to count your losses, right? If you've made headway in your weight loss, it would be better to maintain maybe for a month or 2 until you could get your prescription filled, rather than, start gaining the weight back and then turn around and try to lose it again. So just keep that in mind. Talk to your doctor, see what your options are. And those medications are a lot more affordable out of pocket or either with insurance. So if it's something that you can do to try to hold you over, absolutely go for that. If that's a good fit for you, obviously you need to talk to your doctor. So yeah, so shortages are here to stay for Mounjaro and Zepbound. I'm really not happy about it. I was so hopeful that they would just bite the bullet and release the vials. But they're just not going to do it. They're not going to do it. I don't think they're going to do it at any point this year. I think that they are counting on the fact that there are so many people trying to get access to these medications that once they ramp up their new facilities, their manufacturing facilities, and they can better meet the demand, that everybody will just come flying back, which will absolutely be the case, especially for those of us who are, able to get on these medications because it's affordable through insurance. We'll just have to see how it goes. But I don't foresee them releasing the vials at all. I've seen some commentary in the support groups from people who have spoken with Eli Lilly reps, and the point that they make, again, this is secondhand information, the point that the Eli Lilly reps make is, one, Americans cannot be trusted to do their own dosing, which is not 100% faulty, right? I mean, there are plenty of people that will become frustrated by not losing weight at lower doses, who will then try to increase their doses on their own, right? Because you're drawing it out of the vial yourself. Or who may just screw it up out of, ignorance. Those are options as well. I've seen that happen with people on compound. So, I mean, it does happen. And the other thing is, their manufacturing facilities are just not set up that way. Now in Canada, they set them up that way. So they get the vials, right? People get syringes and they draw it themselves. But their manufacturing facilities are set up to make the pens with the med in the pen. So they would then have to change to then be able to do the vials. I think that it'll probably be next year before they get it all figured out, because right now it's just an absolute cluster. They did say that they've got people doing construction overnight. They've got people working in shifts. So like, people will be doing construction during the day, and then there's another team that comes in overnight. Like, they're trying to get these manufacturing plants up and running. But my concern is it's just not going to be fast enough for the majority of us, because there's so many people that are getting on this medication, and they continue to pump out 2.5. I see people commenting all day long that they get a hold of 2.5. And I think that, they're doing that on purpose, because, anywhere from 9 to 14% of people are non-responders. So I think they're banking on, okay, well, if we get them on 2.5, then they'll want to come back for more, because they'll see, right? Because in that first month, many people, not everyone, but many people have that big drop in weight, right? And it hooks you. So I don't know. All that is speculation. So go watch the compounding video, talk to your doctor, make a plan, because if you're waiting for them to get their act together, it's not going to happen anytime soon. And I'm super disappointed to have to say that. But I'm seeing other people, other content creators covering the call, and they're like making it all, oh, everything's going to be okay, and they're ramping it up and do. Yeah, no, not me. I'm like, you guys need to have a plan. You need to execute the plan. Continue to call pharmacies every day to try to get your medication filled. Be prepared to drive far away, right? Be prepared to, at the drop of a dime, go get your medication if it is able to be filled somewhere. Do not wait to go fill it. All of the advice that I've been giving in all of my shortage videos, if you haven't watched those, please go watch them. I have a lot of great tips for what to do during this shortage. Okay, you've got your homework. Watch the shortage videos, watch the compounding video, make a plan. Start making a plan now. Start saving money now, so that you can pay out of pocket if you need to. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It helps my channel, and I love you for it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I'd love to have you on my weight loss journey. And as always, be kind, rewind.